These do have little clips on them too, little spots for clips and screws and stuff to, I guess you could put this off of your belt if you needed to. I'm not going to put any of that stuff on there. I never use those. I just like to let these lay all over the place. That's the right way to do it. What's up YouTube? Jason here. Today we are going to do an unboxing, and within this video we're going to do a review of these Kobalt tools here. We went and did a little Black Friday shopping yesterday, and this was a deal where we bought this 4-piece set here for $199. You can get, they had multiple single items for free with it, and we decided to go with the handheld cordless circular saw here. So we're going to tear into these and see what they look like. Haven't opened this yet. Been waiting. Got this yesterday. Wanted to open it, but was trying to save it for you guys. Oh, nice. So as soon as you get into the box there, everything's already in a bag. So that's pretty neat. So we'll wait to turn to that. Let's cut into this and see what we got here. So here's the receipt from yesterday. We did buy this as well. This was on sale too. Good old Black Friday. It's got all your different bits, pieces in there. So so this here was on sale for $25. And this was the $199. Which gave you this free for a total of $253 for out the door after tax and everything else. Which tax was $20 because Illinois. Thank you, Governor Quick Script. Love you. All right. And here's the circular saw. Now the only downside to this thing's normally goes like 130 bucks. The only issue with that is it doesn't come with a battery. So keep that in mind if you decide to go buy one of these. You're gonna have to buy a battery for it too, but it does come with a blade. So feels good, good quality. 24 volts, brushless motor. It's got all your adjustments there. Putting your angle on there. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, this is all your, it's got a screwdriver bit in here, Allen wrenches. This has all the clips if you decide to do a belt. Put it on your belt, and then it also has the Sawzaw blade in there. Grip handle. All right. So here's your impact driver. Same thing, 24 volts, brushless. Now, the brushless thing is getting to be the common thing now. So with brushless, what you get, for one, you get smaller, lighter weight. But then you also don't have the brushes. So what they do in here is they got a circuit that mimics, a little computer chip that mimics the brush. So with that being said, you also don't have them brushes that need replaced, and you don't have them dragging on the shaft to make things slower and use more power. So you get more power, you get lighter weight, you get more speed, more torque. It's just the brushless is a lot better, a lot more efficient. It uses a lot less energy. And they last way longer because of not having the brushes in there wearing everything down. So this is, if you can afford it, this is the way to go, because brushless, it's all pretty much going to be brushless in the future, I do believe. So not only do we have that impact driver there, We have our regular drill. Then you have your adjustments here for your torque ranges. You have high, low. And again, it's a nice feeling drill. Little flashlight. This thing is so light. It's got a little flashlight here too as well. And then you got this one battery that comes with it is a 4.0 AH. You can get these in a 2.0, which is smaller, lighter weight, which won't last as long. This is going to last longer. They actually had a 6.0 as well, which would obviously last even longer, but you could use that small one in the flashlight to keep this thing really lightweight. I mean, you can use it in all these too. It's not going to stay charged up as long. But you do get that battery, and it does have the, you can see there, the battery's full. You get that little light indicator there. You push that button and it tells you where your battery's charged up at. So that's really nice too. Then you have the battery charger as well. It has the charge indicator on it too, to tell you how charged up your battery is. Plug that into the wall. It's very nice. Here is your reciprocating saw, or Sawzaw as I like to call it. This is really nice too. Now I got a cheaper one from Harbor Tool and Freight. Love it, don't get me wrong, but it is corded. But it's obviously nowhere near the quality of this. This got this nice heavy duty one piece of plastic over here on the front, which has a good grip to it. Okay, so you got this little lever here, put that down. And then you pull this over. It takes a little bit of force to open that up, but then you can stick that blade right inside there, flip that back, lock it in. Now your Sawzaw blade's in there. Again, it's really nice. You need to do one more thing. It looks like it has a light. Let's go ahead and hook power to this real quick and see. It does have a light. Check that out. Never had one before with a light on it. That'll come in really handy. That's a really cool option there to have that light on the front of that. I'm liking this a lot. It does have a little bit of weight to it, but that's good. I mean, it feels really solid. I can't wait to try this puppy out. So since we did that already, let's get this cardboard out of here. Put our fancy little bag right over here to the side. Let's go ahead and put the battery in here. Then you have a light on here as well. So that's speed 1. Speed 2. 1. 2. You have reverse. It's just right here. Forward, reverse. That's your torque. Turn this all the way up. I can't hold it. But you do have that, instead of having to have a key chuck, you got that keyless chuck on there, which those are really nice. Just hold it with your fingers. Feels like it's got a fair amount of torque to it. Let's test out this bad boy. Alright, so this is really cool too. So you got your adjustment here. You can very quickly change that. Get the angle on there. And then what you have here, which is kind of nice, you got a little button right here. Push that button in, and then you can lock the blade. And right here on the side of it, it actually comes with the Allen wrench. Put in there to be able to change that blade. You also have this lever here which adjusts the action on that, and then you have this here to adjust your depth. Quick, easy. It's really solid, locks on there really good. It does have a safety on here for you to push that with your thumb. It has a light as well. It's just an awesome feature. It's pretty cool. You can push that from either side. If you want to push it from this side, or you can push it from this side. Either way, that just has to be pushed in to get it started. Pretty neat, especially with that light being on there in the front. It's gonna make it really nice to see your lines that you're trying to cut. Very impressed. All right, let's move over to the impact driver. Okay, so on the impact driver, I'm gonna have to test this out, and I'll show you that later in the video as well, but you have 3 settings here for finish. So where you're not, a lot of these will let you just bore that screw straight all the way through 2x4 if you wanted to. But it looks like this gives you an option of having a torque in there to where it won't drive it as deep. So we'll test that out and see if that theory is right. Again, this has a light on it too. See it right there. All right, here you go. So there's reverse. Wide open. I can hear forward, it's slow, medium, full power. So that's another pretty cool little feature there. My other one doesn't have that. I have the Bear from Harbor Tool & Freight. Love the thing. It's got a lot of torque, so I'm curious to see how this holds up against that one. But it only has the 1-speed option like most of those do, so I like that. And lastly, we'll test the, holy cow, that's bright. I'm not showing it right at you, but wow. That is a, geez, don't look at it. That's a bright light for sure. I don't remember how many lumens they said that thing was, but wow, that's bright. Does it say on it? Does not. I guess I can look in the directions for you guys and see if it says what that is. But again, if you use that little battery, this would be perfect for walking around on your property or at your house, putting this underneath the sink. It's click on. So you click the button once and you can just get underneath the sink, work on some pipes, or set it pretty much anywhere. You got that light right there. It does have a clip here if you need to hang it. And you do have the option of adjusting it to where you need it to be. So you can set this on the table here and you can move that up and down and get it exactly where you need that to be at. So a lot of people are like, oh, it's got a flashlight, but actually that's a pretty nice flashlight. That's way brighter than I expected. It's more like a spotlight. I think that'll come in handy too with that pivot head on there like that. You can really get that exactly where you need it to be. It'd be great for working on stuff. I do have some work I gotta do on the truck soon. I gotta do some exhaust work, so this would be nice to set that down and get that angle right, set it out of the way and have that bright spotlight shining up in there. And it's, with that bigger battery in there, it's pretty solid. You know, it's not gonna wanna knock over very easy, so work really good for getting under there to do that. Looking forward to using that. Curious to see how long the battery life is, but we'll go over all that. And we have a full charge now. We ran through these and tested them out, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of work and let you know what I think of them. So anyway, got any questions so far, start leaving the comments and then I'll try to answer everything I can, or if you want to see something in particular about one of these items, let me know that as well. The next part of this video will be me actually using some of this stuff. Okay, so another cool thing they have is, here's for the flashlight, here's for your impact driver, here's for your reciprocating saw, and then here's for your drill. And then, I probably threw it down on the floor, but I got one as well for the saw. But in this one here, I was just looking for the LED work light. It says this is 200 lumens. It's super bright. One last thing on this drill. Got this handy dandy dude here. Got the option of putting this on here. This is made just to go right in here like that. You can do it from either side. Then you just tighten the handle down. Now you got your extra grip on there if you're really needing to get into something. It's got a lot of torque. Like I said, you can just flip this to the other side. Slides right in that groove with them little hooks. And just tighten that guy down. Now you can really get to doing whatever you need to do. I don't know, maybe mixing some paint or drilling really big holes. It's pretty cool though. They thought of everything. These do have little clips on them too, little spots for clips and screws and stuff to, I guess you could put this off of your belt if you needed to. I'm not gonna put any of that stuff on there. I never use those. I just like to let these lay all over the place. It's the right way to do it. I won't be walking around with a bunch of stuff hanging off me, but that's how you do it. Kudos to you. But I prefer just to have them lay around, and we'll see how good these hold up to being just tossed around and stuff too, because that's the reality of things. See who drops it off the ladder first, me or the wife. Light on?
Yep.
One other thing, I know I said I was done with all this stuff, but there was something else I forgot. Never had tape measure like this before. This is, in my opinion, really cool. You see what happened there? It didn't go back in. You actually gotta push the button to let that retract. So no more days of those tape measures just sucking right back in. And I know they had the little slide deal on there and you can push that down to stop it as well. But once you release that, this thing wants to go full bore and come in. This one here, really cool. This was only 10 bucks. It's 25 feet. It's a big, thick, heavy duty one. You can see it really well. It's got a really big wide end on there. You can get that on your 2x4s nice and easy. You can reach out pretty good with this thing and it wants to stay true. I think that's pretty cool. It's a smart idea. Just another little awesome feature there. So far, super impressed. Everything looks great. It's just awesome. Not gonna lie, was not expecting this. Was not expecting everything to have lights. It's been a while since I bought any, I guess, fancier tools. But again, for 230 bucks, you really can't beat this. So that $253 out the door, and again, that was with $20 Illinois tax because Governor Pritzker is awesome. Love you, buddy. You're a good guy. Anyway, that was all the drill bit pieces, the $10 tape measure, and then everything you've seen so far. So I think that's a pretty good deal. This should be more than enough to help us out with what we're going to be doing on the property. I'm going to be using it here a little bit today too. I'm going to cut some stuff up for you guys so you can see how well it works. I'm curious myself. So we'll get to that point now. All right, let's test it out, see how it cuts. Wow. No fraying on it at all. That thing cut really good. I wasn't trying to go real fast, but it had plenty of power. That's a green treated 2x4 and it cut it with no issue. So we're at 3/4 battery power too, and it cut right through that with no problem. So that's pretty impressive. Alright guys, I showed you the circular saw. I don't normally need to do this, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you the Sawzaw in action here. There you go. It does Sawzaw things. Again, pretty impressed with this stuff.
Alright guys, for a little recap, I didn't put a lot of video in there of actually using the tools. The video is already getting pretty long as it was. So what I can do in the future, if you want to see more, like we can do a 6-month review or something on how the tools are holding up and everything else, I can do that. Just let me know in the comments what you want to see there. As far as what I did do, we ran the saw yesterday and some today. I was running the circular saw, running the impact driver, running the drill, and I did run the Sawzaw as well. Ran all those for probably about 4 hours on and off using everything. I must have cut probably 20 cuts of 2x4, and then I had to cut 4 cuts that were almost 4 foot long for plywood, 3/8 inch thick, and then I impact drove in probably 75 to 100 screws, varying between 3 inches to the other ones were 1.5 inches, and the thing only used about half the battery life. So again, pretty impressed with it. It worked really well. The only thing I recommend doing is, I only have 1 battery right now. We're going to get another battery down the road, if not 2, because what's frustrating is putting it in the Sawzaw, making a cut, taking it out, putting it in the circular saw, making a couple cuts, taking it out, putting it in the impact driver, running some screws in, then going back and cutting some more wood. So if you can, again, afford more, I'd definitely buy some extra batteries. But that 1 battery does hold up, and other than having to swap it in and out all the time, it seems to have a really good long battery life to it, and no issues cutting through anything. Even when I got down to half battery, that thing was still buzzing right through them 2x4s without an issue. And again, it was only 3/8 plywood, not particle board, it was the actual plywood. It was cutting that without an issue either. So hope you guys liked the video. If you did and found anything helpful out of there, or you got any questions, leave a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.